Why, hello. Um, continue this? My head felt fuzzy, I couldn't gather my thoughts, I didn't know what to say. I but did the talking.
Iris is not Hitomi's daughter. But Iris's father is Sosajima. Her mother, Monica Iwai, was killed 18 years ago by So's son, Saito. However, Hitomi raised Iris since she was a baby. Hitomi showed unwavering love and compassion for her, just as much as her biological mother would have, if not more.
Who's that for you to say?
Iris's tumor was discovered in January of this year. The only possible treatment was experimental nanotechnology. However, that treatment is restrictively expensive. Hitomi devised a plan to blackmail Sosajima for the money. The best way to establish the blackmail was to show him proof directly. That is why Hitomi created the scene with the corpse. She was the one who called So to the warehouse. On Sunday night, what Date saw was what Hitomi had prepared for So. That is the summary of what we have learned so far. But there are some things I have yet to understand. Date, pull yourself together. Ask her questions. Date, snap out of it!
I probably don't have to ask, but let me just be sure. After I left the warehouse, what did you do?
I put Monica's body back onto the hood of the forklift. Then, I left.
Makes sense.
That's why the police didn't see the body when they arrived on the scene. It makes perfect sense now that I have the facts. Iris did not resurrect. You simply mistook Monica for Iris. The body did not disappear. Hitomi moved it. Those were the events at the warehouse Sunday night. Simple.
I'm sorry. I have no idea.
We do.
No, I did not. All of this was my idea.
There are still a few loose ends, but I believe I understand what occurred 18 years ago. However, none of this ties directly back to Shoko Nadami. Her murder was just 4 days ago. Is it connected? Or are these two separate cases?
If there is a connection, it would be with Renju and So. We can think about it later. More importantly,
Heading for the exit.
Wait. Where are you going?
to look for Iris, of course.
But you have no idea where she is, right?
Do you know something?
Yes. At around 4 o'clock today, I received a phone call. I don't know who it was. They were using a voice modulator.
What did they say?
I have your daughter. Don't call the police or she dies. That's why I didn't tell you earlier.
Renju.
We don't know that for certain. It could be number 89.
Either way, Iris is in danger right now.
The voice asked for something else. He told me to go to a specified location with you.
With me?
Yes.
The culprit knows me? It must be Renju. What location?
I'm sorry, but this stops now.
Date. Run!
Boss!
Please, do not worry. I merely put her to sleep.
What are you doing?
My orders. They told us to halt our investigation. The boss was already going against orders as it is, which is why...
Investigation? What investigation? Shoko or Iris?
Neither. The investigation of Monika's murder.
Monica? But her case is all but completely solved.
Yes, but only to us, right? If we say nothing, then her investigation is ongoing.
So Tsushima. So threatened us, didn't he?
I don't know. But you've been stripped of your authority on this investigation. As of 5 minutes ago. In fact, you are to be placed under house arrest. What will you do, Date? I suggest you comply.
Aiba, can you turn the power off?
Easily.
Alright, get ready. 3, 2, 1.
You just broke Pute's arm? And left the gun inside the locker.
Now tell me, where is the location?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
If I told you, you'd go alone, wouldn't you? But if I don't go with you...
Alright, take me there. I know this place.
It's the chemical plant that closed 8 years ago.
I knew that. How did I know that? Corners of my mind are aching.
Date, I'm sorry, but this is going to be bad.
What happened?
Someone has begun to access my stored memory. They are attempting to wipe all the data. Everything I have accumulated over the last 5 years. Including backups.
Pewter. Is Pewter doing this?
Almost definitely. He does have admin rights. I summoned some ice, but that will only buy time. I have 4 hours at the most. After my ice is broken, Peter will be able to access Watch It, my core programming. He will be able to destroy my mind.
Why?
It must be related to the orders they are receiving from the top. The higher-ups clearly see you as a threat, Dante. They are attempting to limit your power by removing me from the equation. I suppose their motivation hardly matters now. The most important thing now is finding Iris and bringing her to Abyss within 4 hours. Or else, I will cease to exist.
Date? What's wrong?
Nothing. Just...
All right, now you know. So get moving. I'm counting on you, Date.
4 hours. It's fine, there should be plenty of time. I gripped my revolver and got moving.
go in first. You wait here.
Okay.
Is that... Renju?
Case remains unsolved. Ka-chunk. Is his boss being a baddie in this timeline? Baddie in terms of being bad. I slipped today, my lingo.
Guys,
Sosajima. Why? Why? Boss? What's going on here? Why did Boss kill So?
Alright, we can talk to Mario, we can't do anything then.
Shoko was killed around 5 p.m. Friday. What was Boss doing at that time?
unknown.
What about Saturday, 8 p.m.?
The time Renju was killed? Similarly unknown.
Iris and Ota were killed at different times. I was watching the stream on the call with Boss.
Only the first few minutes. The polar bear had not yet appeared on stream. It is possible that she made the call from somewhere off camera.
Where was Boss's phone at the time? Check her cell records.
She did not call from a mobile phone. She used a PC. Using a VPN service, she could have accessed her Abyss PC from the warehouse and made the call.
Boss is the new Cyclops killer? Shoko, Renju, Iris, Ota, So. Boss killed them all?
The evidence makes that a likely possibility. So also had his left eye removed. Identical to Shoko, Renju, and Iris. Date, I know where the boss is. I have picked up her GPS.
Where?
She is now at the Sagan residence. Somewhere inside Hitomi's house.
What?
Skrrr. You move up my holster and barge into the house.
Hitomi! Hitomi!
No reply. I didn't see boss either.
Boss's phone.
On it.
I'm telling you, it's just in the fridge.
The boss's phone.
Oh shit.
Kaname Date, you were under arrest for murder.
What the hell?
Drop your weapon. Comply!
Boss.
Are you kidding me?
You're the new Cyclops killer.
What? Why do you think that?
You put a gun to Zoe's head and pulled the trigger. I saw it with my own eye.
Shut up! Shut up! Stop lying! I don't know. She was gone when I got here.
Why did you come here?
Why would I tell you? I could ask you the same thing. You killed Shoko Nadami, didn't you?
That's ridiculous. What are you talking about?
Don't lie.
This is going nowhere.
Are you going to fight?
I have no choice.
I recommend against it. You have zero chance of winning a firefight.
Well then, what can I do?
Let me think.
Did you throw the odor?
Date, what is that on the kitchen table? Could it be your favorite thing?
What?
The magazine.
You want me to look at a magazine now?
Just look.
It can't be. This is the stuff of legends. Only the most diehard fans have ever laid eyes on it.
Oh, flashing light syndrome.
Whoa! Limited edition!
What?
Date, load Evolver with firebomb bullets. Shoot at the cloud.
Am I gonna have to aim?
Just do as I say, and fast.
Good try.
She is probably just unconscious.
You know what makes you say
Right
that?
shoulder and left leg suffered damage, but she will live.
A dust explosion, huh? Good thinking.
Thank you.
But you could have just had me throw the bag of flour.
That would have been too slow. To improve your reaction time, I had to improvise.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's have a look. Hey, this is just a cooking magazine.
brainwaves are stable. Syncing with her shouldn't be an issue. Because I know that the boss is my enemy. I got the video from Aiba. I processed it and found that it showed no sign of tampering or editing. Which means there can be no mistake. The boss shot and killed Sosejima after pulling out his left eye. That makes the odds of her being the culprit behind the other murders very high. Or maybe she had accomplices. Either way, she's a criminal. That's why I am cooperating with you, Special Agent Date. I want it as bad as you do. The truth. I had him put back behind bars.
In Fuchu prison.
That's right. I couldn't keep him here. She has broken her right shoulder, as well as the fibula of her left leg. But her brain is perfectly healthy. You can sync with her.
Date, talking to her would be pointless. You do know that, don't you?
That's how we started the sync. I apologize. I wish to get into the sync chair. Tommy's soul has been found. I have a bad feeling about this. There's a good chance the boss knew where she is. How to get that information. Getting into her head would definitely be the quickest way. That's why I brought her here. Boss is lying on the sync subject's chair. How do I enter? Shoots. Okay.
Computer, are the preparations done?
Ready anytime.
Let's get started.
Date.
I know. 6-minute time limit. I'll be back before time's up.
Well then, let's begin.
Is that a warhead? I'm gonna go with no, actually.
Time to loosen up.
Do you always have to come in like that?
It is of the utmost importance.
At a time like this?
Times like this are perfect. Anyway, it appears to be an abandoned factory of some kind.
What could Boss be hiding?
I feel like I'm gonna hate this one. There are floors?
Somnium scan. Activate.
Alright. So I just hit skip for the mental notes typically because they take 19 years to do anything.
A door that looks like the anywhere door. Hmm? It
Just fell down the stairs, man. Are you okay?
A rusted metal.
We don't have a pick.
A rusted use. The ice pick will not work as a key.
Where do we get a pick from? Am I losing it? Oh, I appear to be losing it, I believe.
A rusted. No use. It won't budge. Date, there.
Damn it, what the?
I felt like it was a secret because it was an instant loss. You know what I'm saying? It's just moving. I mean, we could try not to do an ice pick. But I do want the time. Thank you. We can break it with the ice pick that apparently we found somewhere. Could have fooled me.
Break the lock with that.
Roger.
Oh, it's there. Oh, my bad.
It worked.
All right, open it.
Vroom vroom, baby.
Several keys have fallen.
One of them must be the right one.
I do not have time to try all of them.
Hopefully there's some kind of sign.
Indeed.
Like an ice pick?
It's a key. The ice pick is next to this key. It appears to be correct.
That's what I said.
The tag is labeled A.
I was right. Give me some credit.
That must mean you can use this key for something labeled A.
Come on.
Agent Date, you've got 5 minutes.
A door. Perhaps we can use the key I just picked up.
Yeah, try that.
She's moving. Alright.
Odd. Isn't this the 3rd floor? What is going on here?
Looks like the floors are connected in a weird way.
Quite the troublesome dream.
I do hate everything about this.
A door with... It does not appear to be locked. This is the 2nd floor, but it is clearly not the door I just opened.
It's like a maze. I have to remember what door goes where.
It's not that confusing. We're going down below us.
Door C. It doesn't appear to be... Oh, we're on the second floor again.
We leave the second floor and come right back to it? This is confusing.
I didn't mean to fall down.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
A bookshelf. There is an obvious wire tied to it.
I don't think it's sliding the gap, believe it or not.
An oil drum. Oh,
Guess you should check that door.
a rusted metal door.
A rusted metal door. But I'm gonna try it, like, hear me out. But I will save it. I think you're a debate,
A rusted.
believe it or not. Oh, it's up, my bad.
It does not appear to be locked.
The no boss but 105 pounds.
This again.
So we can't just grab one. We have to be careful.
It's a key with a watch beside it. The hands indicate 3:45.
It was called what, 8? No, it was like it was after 8.
3 minutes, Date.
Was it 11? Not even PM? $2.50, 8, or was it 8? It might have been 8. I don't remember.
It's a key with a watch. The hands indicate.
Oh my goodness.
Is this the correct answer?
Saturday night at 8 matches Renju's estimated time of death.
D is written on the tag. Let's go, Date. The D door.
You have less than 2 minutes. Hurry.
I will
I'm
try.
working on a Putes.
It opened.
Son of a gun.
This door too. A broken pipe. Steam is
You don't need to use a timer there.
Oh, it's just as I calculated.
You were surprised, admit it.
A rusted metal door.
I hate
I
these.
think I can open this door. This key has control panel written on the tag.
Control panel? The one right there?
What are the odds they cost a second to use?
Rows of monitors and buttons.
I'm gonna investigate.
This appears. I believe this computer controls the factory's electronics. It appears to require a key to activate. Rows of.
Insert key.
Oh,
So?
I see. If we move the scaffold, a new route appears.
Okay, let's move it.
Rows of on top of the control desk?
That way you can push all of them at the same time, right?
Are you insane?
Don't you know? The line between insanity and genius is razor thin.
Even still, you are firmly on the insane side.
Whatever, just try it.
If I must.
That barely lowered. How's it looking from your side?
The switches are precisely aligned with the pressure points on my back. Can I stay here a little longer?
I was clearly insane. Just put it back.
Rows of
I get it, I get it. We gotta rotate the key first. And more.
It shrunk.
rows of
Oh,
I see. Row
it extend.
Now we can use the route to door B.
Hopefully we make it in time. You're only a second, right? 10 seconds, so...
Less than 1 minute. Hurry!
Door E.
Door wasn't wrong. Sorry.
Door.
Oh, we can go around? Hold on. Right, we can. But I'm gonna take door E.
Door.
So I can get this.
Door.
That one ticket might be important.
Door.
Ah, Dante!
Door B.
30 seconds!
Run.
Door F. It does not appear to be locked. The first floor. This is the first time we've been here.
That big door. If we can see what's in there, we'll figure something out.
Dude, we stand no chance.
A pop.
I was definitely walking back through that. Yes, it is one of the other options.
A power. Date, we've known each other for a long time. I know that you are joking, but could you please consider the appropriate time and place?
You're seriously lecturing me right now?
Excuse me?
Sorry, ma'am.
That's what I get. I do think we're just kind of bent, is the thing. But whatever, just from checkpoint. It's fine. I want that 1 second. I'm just gonna waste 3 seconds to get it.
Hurry!
Just in case.
Door. Door beep.
Hold on. Take the ladder. Never mind, it's over there. Take the ladder. Where I can't see.
Date, 30 seconds.
Door F. An a power cord. If this were pointed in a different direction, something might happen to the door. No, this is different. That won't work.
Sorry for trying.
Date, you're out of time.
An iron ladder. Yeah! I passed through it.
Alright, I'll be reloading. This is faster to do this with men. Like, when does the investigate do anything? I doubt lifts didn't work either.
Date, you're out of time.
Ready? Whoa! This Somnium is awfully dangerous.
Hey, that door. Maybe we can open that one now. Check it out.
Date, there is no time left.
Damn it, what the hell is...
How am I supposed to purge this times 10? Everything's an instant loss. Am I missing something? I mean, I'd rather just return to the... Who's in Mcalsey? I just don't see what I can use to purge that time. Everything is 1,000 seconds by default in that room, I believe. If we either find something to bait the times 10, then we can use a 1-second timer. I just don't know what we can use to bait down there. As I see nothing, and the door is locked.
Date, you're out of time.
A power cord.
Am I insane?
You...
Date, there is no time left.
Damn it, what the hell is Boss up to?
Rows of monitors and buttons. Door D prime.
Less than 1 minute. Hurry.
You know what?
Door. Door. man up.
Date! 30 seconds!
Arrested med.
This doesn't matter now, we got it. Usually there's only like one way to do things, so.
That's... Iba, return to the control room on the 3rd floor.
At once.
What the hell is going on?
Why do the monitors flip?
Date, what are you doing? 6 minutes are up.
Wait! Hitomi is...
Date, you can't go any longer! Force shutdown!
No!
Open the 4th door?
I took a look around your head, and I discovered something. Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okiura, Iris Sagan, and So Sejima. Who was responsible for these murders? Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick. Renju was strangled to death by Iris. So cut open Iris's body. But who shot So? It was you. In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people. There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit. One person. And that person is...
Excuse me?
Yes. You. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
That's what they were going for, but I didn't even know what the answers were.
I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there. You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being
We're mixing up the timelines now, man.
mind, consciousness, memory. They are traded. Switched.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain. Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris. After that, into So. Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse. Now, you're in Boss's body, inside her head.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes, I am the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings. I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer. That was me.
You imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too, you almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism. The one transferring is the parasite, the one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories. I'm telling you, it was me. Why are you making me repeat myself?
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
That's right. It was me.
How does he know about the original Cyclops killer? Something else is troubling me.
What's going on here?
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine? And not only that, you also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of. Why is that?
That's...
Regaining your memories, are you? Human memory is fractal. If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain, gradually, slowly, taking its time. I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
Is that right? No, that's not it.
Parallel worlds exist.
Saito Sajima. Congressman Sajima's son.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet. He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any photographs.
Fine. I still have time.
Time?
You'll see. So, where do you want me to start?
It was past midnight on Tuesday. Shoko was killed on Friday. We're thinking of that as day 1, today is day 5. What was Saito doing those days? I decided to ask him.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife. That made calling Renju easy. I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep. Synced. Switched personalities. And then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick. I took Shoko to Bloom Park by car, using the old abandoned subway line. Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished. I tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses. After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki.
Mizuki Daddy got caught up in something serious.
Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive. Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first. I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6. I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me. That's when Ota saw us. Anyway, I put her in the car, then headed to the chemical plant. On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies. After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death. Then I put his body in an empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier. I put that in the trunk of the car, then headed to Sunfish Pocket. But then, something I didn't anticipate happened. Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car. It was Ota. He asked me something about being able to drive. He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him. But I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret. That's what that thing referred to in Ota's Nile messages, by the way.
Yes.
And just like that, I managed to escape a bad situation and headed to Sunfish Pocket as planned. The rest went exactly as you already figured out. Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh,
It was a
I am,
podcast?
of course, referring to Iris. I didn't want to draw suspicion, so I decided to attend as planned. I went to Lemniscate and performed my job. And when I left, I ran into you, Date. To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were onto me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right? Then you synced into my mind. But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me. I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy. So I asked you to take me to Marble. I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred. I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him. So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble. He did as I instructed him to do. After that, I got into the van with Ota. But because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sejima residence. Of course, I knew I couldn't just walk up and ring the doorbell. Hello, Father, it's been a long time. I was also in Iris's body at the time. But I thought I could use that to my advantage. So I pushed on the intercom and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this. I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you. He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed and got into the van with me. We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m. By the time I was in the body of Sosajima, it was a new day. There isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years. The two shared a terrible secret. Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately. I injected her with a sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant. I synced with her, exchanged our bodies, and after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces. I stuffed the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier, then drove back to my house. This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location.
I thought that might continue day 3, but I wasn't sure if it would just skip to the rest of the dialogue.
I arrived around 1, then prepared for the show for a couple hours. Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris. Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you saw it in the video. Of course, I didn't anticipate Ota would show up. What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly? That annoyed me to no end, and I took that out on him. Dressing him up in the polar bear was an impromptu plan on my part. I didn't mean to make you think he was the killer. I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning. I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
Sato spoke with grace and no sign of remorse, trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions.
You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you? That should explain it.
I knew the prototyping machine differed from the one in the Abyss in a few key ways. It was more sophisticated, and our cables from the sync's gear entered through the gap between the eyeball and socket, travel on the optic nerve to the canals of the brain. The prototyping machine isn't so advanced. To form a sync, you need to remove the left eye manually. Subject in the sinker had to remove their eye from the socket, otherwise the cables cannot enter the brain. Of course, even with the eye removed, severing the connection to the brain is necessary. The distracted eyeball still has the optic nerve and blood vessels connected. After a sync, the eye is supposed to be replaced back into the socket. Supposed to be safe, side effects are rare. Unless the nerve or blood vessels are damaged somehow, replacing the eyeball is too difficult.
Of course, I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them. All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sync. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
That's obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway. Shoko's is in Renju.
Yep.
Renju's is in Iris. Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss. Their stomachs, I mean.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them. Immediately after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
To harass you. I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park. That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they? I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date. Ah, the prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body, and a stimulant to the host after a sync. That kept them docile. Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you. It's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets. Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me. But don't ask. It's embarrassing. This series of murders was like a journey for me, you know? Traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is? Your home. trip is only complete once you return home. The same goes
Might do his OG body.
when I return home. My travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oh, that's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date? That's what I've been telling you!
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
That is because I regularly supplement it. They must have increased your dosage too much.
No, but the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
That is what I believed as well. But we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned. Only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
That must be it. Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain. Pewter must have known that.
No way.
I was confused. Didn't understand any of it.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point. Whose brain was he in before Boss?
So Sejima.
Thank you for not making me,
So?
answer that, because
Iris.
it would be degrading.
And before that, Renju.
For the...
And before
I've read her name, Shoko. And then somebody between Rohan.
Before Shoko?
Somebody between Rohan and Shoko.
I was a parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year. I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man. They housed me in a special hospital. But I still had those fragments of my mind left. Just as I explained earlier. From a single piece, you can recreate the whole. I took my time, slowly regaining my memories. 1 year ago, I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, and she was in Rohan's. When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind. She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
Didn't know they chilled in the body for a year.
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body. I spied on you all this time. That's why I know everything about you. In there, in that body you are operating right now, in that skull, my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct. It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body. In other words,
There's posture, man. What are you doing?
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Huh?
Date, look! This is streaming live!
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location. Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Iva, where's the source?
It is being routed through numerous IPs. I cannot identify the source.
Computer, contact headquarters, now!
Got it!
Now, what will you do? Will you agree to my request?
This is where you save it?
Date, I'm hurt. Don't you care about what happens to her? Do you understand the gravity of this situation? A bomb is strapped to her body. You're too stubborn. Or maybe you're just cold-hearted. You want to see what will happen when her flesh burns and tears and scatters? If you aren't quick, you'll see the whole thing. You know I'm not bluffing, don't you?
Didn't agree no matter how many times it's demanded, but it would be used again and again. Looks so dumb. That's all I understood. Boss's body rolled in the corner of the room. I didn't want to think anymore. Anything, nothing. Closed my eyes and ran my palm across my face. I could taste blood. Okay, sorry I tried that. I will return to the main menu and then load my save that I made.
Date!
See? I knew you wouldn't refuse. I know you well, don't I, Date?
I did it. I did it. I'm back. I got it all back.
Hey, where's Hitomi?
All right. I'll tell you as promised. Boss's house. However, it might be too late by now.
What? Why?
Return my body and I'll tell you the location. That's what I said. I didn't lie. I kept my promise.
You bastard!
You're the one who injured that body. It's your own fault, really.
Damn it.
Be seeing you.
Dude, she's moving.
Date, are you alright?
Aiba's voice barely resonated. I said I was hazy in a heap of broken images. Sweat was building on my palms. I felt like my throat was closing up and I was struggling for breath. My ears, the rushing blood of the heartbeat was the only sound.
Everyone's dead.
Senju, Renju. Shoko, Renju, Iris, Oda, Hitomi. Lost. The flesh remains, the mind is lost.
I couldn't do anything. Saito had me right where he wanted me. Nothing. Nothing.
Parallel worlds exist.
Words suddenly echoed in my head. Couldn't remember who or where or why. But I thought that if there really was such a world, then me in that world, I is another.
Could I have had a better future?
Praying that I could. Felt my consciousness sink into the black abyss. Annihilation route end. I will say, the second I can save this game, we are done. It's 2 in the morning. Which one is that one? Oh, that's the one that we did right before. I gotcha. Where Ida has 4 hours. A benefactor.
You're awake.
Damn it!
I don't think you can release yourself.
Well, do something about it.
What is it you expect me to do?
Come out of my eye socket and get this off of me!
I cannot.
Why not?
My body has short-circuited. It must have been the electric currents from earlier.
Gah.
But fortunately, my communication functions are still operational. I attempted to reach HQ and Abyss personnel for support.
And?
No response.
They ignored you?
There must be pressure from the higher-ups. Likely a result of Congressman Tsujima's interference.
He thinks I'm investigating Monika's case.
That is not the only reason. So Tsujima holds a personal grudge against you. He wants you dead. That is likely why Pewter is attempting to delete my data.
Are you okay?
For now. But if they breach my final layer of ice, they will destroy me. I would cease to exist.
You're Saito Tsuchima.
Oh, so you figured it out.
Renju's body on the ground, without his left eye. You were inside Renju, weren't you? Until just now? You used the machine to exchange minds, then got rid of his body.
Close, but you're a little off. I didn't get rid of the body. He died of natural causes. But what interests me more is you. How do you know you can use the sync machine to exchange minds? The way you're talking makes me think you know why I took out his left eye.
How do I know that? What do I know that? What do I know about Saito, the prototype machine changing personalities?
The current. Did it unlock your memories? Then tell me, this body was originally...
Mine.
That means your body...
This is your body, isn't it, Saito?
Which came out so easily. Don't know why. Moment of harsh realization, I knew. 89's body is mine, and my body is Saito's.
Well, if you know that much, then this should be easy. Give me back my body.
Okay, we'll be saving this, and we'll probably do more tomorrow. We're 32 hours in. Almost. My goodness. Well, anyway, I'm out of here. I don't know how much longer we have, but... I can't imagine this much. We will be doing the sequel in April, I believe, when it comes out. If it is April. But it'll get me out of here.